I'm O.W. Root, and this is Pleasant Peninsula. The wind is back, which means the fire is out. The fire cannot withstand more than 10-mile-per-hour winds, really. And we've got 36-mile-per-hour winds here today. And it feels like it. The temperature is a balmy, sweaty 24 degrees. Spring break is here. But the wind is making it feel like zero. It's a trade-off. You win some, you lose some. Guess that's the way things go. So on this windy day, this wintry day, I want to talk about something we do in the winter, or at least our family, something we do in the winter. And it's watch movies. Our kids they don't really watch screens. They don't really spend any time on screens. That's what we do in our family. And I'm not judging anyone who does a different way, but that's just what's right for our family. They don't spend time on iPads or watching movies or anything like that, except for winter. In winter, we do one night a week. We do family movie night, usually on Wednesdays. And we watch a movie together as a family. It's spiritually right. You can't go outside as much. Even if you've got the best gear known to man, you're not sending your kids out at 7:30 p.m. in the middle of January when it's 10 degrees outside and dark. It's just not happening. So we sit inside and we watch a movie together one night a week. And it's right, it's cozy, and it transports them. And that's what cinema is supposed to do. It allows you to come away from the world for an hour and a half or 2 hours or an hour and 15 minutes, however long the movie is, and go somewhere else, be somewhere else. Watch a story and immerse yourself in that script and plot and imagery and sound and music and all of that. And it's a good thing to do in winter in a cozy little living room when the wind is raging outside. It's a nice thing to do. And when we were watching these movies, I was struck by something, the things I remember. Because the movies we usually watch with our kids on family movie night are these Disney movies that we watched when we were kids. And in my family, for some reason, I guess it's my age, we watched movies or Disney movies, or I have memories of watching Disney movies from what people refer to as the Disney Dark Age. Dark Ages or Dark Age. It's 70s and early 80s. I don't know why they call it that. I guess they weren't good or something. Whatever it is, that's what they call it. And these are the movies I remember. And so we were watching one the other night, The Great Mouse Detective, and it's from that era. And I remembered, not the movie. I didn't remember a single bit of the movie. I didn't remember the plot. I didn't remember the characters. I didn't remember anything that went on. But when we were sitting there watching it, I remembered some of the images. It's like a picture on the screen. It wasn't a clip. I just would remember like a snapshot in my mind. Click. I remember what was on the screen, but then also where I was, our living room when we were kids. This light blue carpet, coffee table, the fireplace, the old couch. I remember that. And then the scene from the movie. And they weren't special scenes. They were just random scenes from the movie. And I would say to myself, I told my wife, I said, I remember this scene. I remember this. Oh my gosh. It made me think about memories. You know, what do we remember? As a parent, you want your kids to remember all these huge things. You want to have the perfect vacation, the perfect day, the perfect birthday, the perfect family reunion, or whatever. You want them to remember that. You want to make all these great memories. But we forget a lot of these. I mean, think back to your childhood. How many things do you really remember? Makes you wonder, why do you remember certain things? Sometimes you don't remember the big stuff. You don't remember the important stuff, or the way as it was seen to be important by the adults in the room. You remember the scene on the screen from The Great Mouse Detective. The coffee table, the couch, the carpet. Memories are funny. Can you conquer winter with ice? Sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? But it can be done. Let's roll that video.
Summer is nice inherently. Winter is only as nice as we make it. To make the freezing months less a winter hellscape and more a winter wonderland requires preparation. That's the fundamental difference between the two. It means boots, balaclavas, snow shovels, and extra gear. And it means places like the ice park in Holland, a modern marvel made possible by retired schoolteacher Frank Cry and the $1.1 million he gave to make it possible. It's the sound of skates on ice as people go round and round the loop, the glow of the fire in those who'd rather sit and watch warming their hands. It's the sight of a winter wonderland, and winter as it ought to be. Winter teaches us many things, and one of those is that our happiness is in our own hands. Winter is only as nice as we make it.
You know, one of the threads in my writing, my thoughts this winter, has been, how do we cope with winter? How do we manage it? How do we make it as good as it can be? I didn't set out to write on that theme this winter, but it just sort of happened. And everywhere I've gone, it sort of presented itself to me. People coping with winter. People making the best of the toughest time of the year. And that's what the ice park is. The ice park is leaning into winter, embracing winter. It's saying we don't want to go indoors. It's saying let's find a way to make outdoors as wonderful as possible, to make a winter hellscape into a winter wonderland. Yeah, I mean, another way to put it, a simple way to put it, the way everybody's grandmother would put it, would be you're making lemonade out of lemons. And it's an incredible thing. And I think that there's a really deep lesson in that. I mean, the making lemonade out of lemons is a deep lesson. But embracing winter, coping with winter by seizing winter, by controlling your outdoor environment and preparing correctly, there's a deep theme there. Because if you don't do any of that, if you do not prepare for winter, your winter will be bad. It can be as simple as putting lights outside. You know, if you wouldn't put lights outside right now because it's covered in snow and it would be so hard to do. But you put lights outside in November. You run the extension cord along your fence and you put them all up, and then you have lights all winter. You know, we leave our lights up until basically spring comes because it's something nice to see out in the night. And that's preparing for winter. Same thing with buying the right gear, the right boots, the right hat, the right gloves, the right scarf, the right everything. It makes it so you can enjoy your life in this tough time. And it's a metaphor. It's reality, of course. Winter is real. And it is only as good as we make it. But it's a metaphor for life as well. Life is only as good as we make it. We have to be in charge of our happiness. We get our happiness, and winter is this extreme example where we don't get our happiness from any other source. Again, it's 36 mile per hour winds right now. It's cold to quite cold. And I'm happy. It's amazing talking about this. Warm. And that's the metaphor. Life is only as good as we make it. Our happiness is in our hands. And that's the lesson of winter. That's even the lesson of Ice Park in Holland. I'm O.W. Root for Michigan Enjoyer.